Hi Pierre, I heard you were thinking about implementing an RTI program in your classroom and that you had a few questions.
Yes, you heard right. I guess I'm not even sure what RTI is all about.
Response to intervention is a tiered approach to learning that provides both support and success for all students. It is designed in such a way that it is able to detect early signs of struggle in order to prevent long-term academic failure.
Okay, well, what exactly do you mean by a tiered approach?
So in RTI, there are 3 tiers. In the first tier of RTI, at-risk students will be identified based on a universal screener.
So what's a universal screener?
A universal screener is a research-based test that identifies at-risk students. So for us at our school, our universal screener would be NWEA.
Oh, okay, got it. Tell me more about the first tier of RTI.
Interventions begin immediately in Tier 1 with your at-risk students to help them with the content areas that they are having difficulty with. Data will be collected weekly to help track their progress. If students are not progressing as expected, they will then be placed into the second tier of RTI.
Does Tier 1 take place in our own classrooms?
Yes, that's right. Both Tier 1 and Tier 2 usually take place in our very own classrooms. With Tier 2, students will receive general education instruction as well as additional interventions providing supplemental instruction in each student's areas of need. Tier 2 instruction will be given to students individually or in small guided groups. This way, students will be able to receive a more direct, individualized instruction and there will be fewer distractions.
Alright, I think I got it. What's Tier 3 involved?
So if students are not able to be successful in Tier 2, then they will move into the third and final tier of RTI. Tier 3 instruction is highly intensive and individualized. It will typically take place outside of the classroom with a school specialist or consultant. Do you think you have a pretty good understanding so far?
Oh, yeah, I think so.
Here, let me show you an example from my own classroom. After reviewing my fall NWEA scores, I noticed that several of my students were below grade level in reading, so I decided that reading would be a good focus for my RTI program. One of the foundational skills that I thought would be best in developing my students' reading comprehension is making inferences. Therefore, I would teach a lesson on how to make a good inference and then give students this character inference table as an assessment. Students will have to make inferences about characters from the story based on what happened in the story and the characters' actions, dialogue, and feelings. This would be Tier 1. If students are not successful with this assessment, they will then be provided with this inference equation guide and also meet with me in a small guided group. This would be Tier 2. If these struggling students continue to struggle with this concept, I would then refer them to our reading consultant as a Tier 3 intervention.
I think I'm getting this now. Those examples were really helpful. I would really like to try this in my classroom now. Thanks for taking the time to explain all this to me.
Of course, anytime. If you have any other questions, please don't hesitate to ask.
Sounds good. Will do.